Hey everybody, this is Dr. Stephen Windley of integrativemedicine101.com, and I want to give you some tips to help avoid cheap supplements. We'll call this part one, as you could divide it into many sections, but just some simple things to get started. Signs of some cheap vitamins. What do we look for? An easy one is vitamin E. You want to avoid what is labeled as D-L-alpha tocopherol. Alpha tocopherol is the major form of vitamin E, and it should just be the D-alpha tocopherol, as in the middle of that picture on the screen. Watch out for any artificial coloring or dyes. Calcium comes in various forms. Calcium carbonate is probably the cheapest form. It's also very hard to absorb. So I like to use other forms like citrate, lactate, or another form called hydroxyapatite. Those are absorbed better and tend to do better for bones or whatever you're using the calcium for. Get in the habit of reading labels to find these. Magnesium is another one. Like calcium, there's a form, magnesium oxide, which is the cheapest form. And again, it's hard to absorb. There are many different forms of magnesium, and most all of them do pretty well. Magnesium oxide is not dangerous per se, it just doesn't absorb well and doesn't do as good a job of providing magnesium for the many functions it does. Again, watch out for coloring or dyes. B12 is another one where corners can be cut. One form of B12 is called cyanocobalamin, and it's not a dangerous form. It's probably the cheapest form of B12 and the most common. I would say it's not awful, and I would say it's not great. The other forms include methylcobalamin, like on the screen to the right. There are other forms, adenosine, and then another one called hydroxy. And all of these forms can be used, and some do work better, as some people don't process B12 quite as well in the cyanocobalamin form. No artificial sweeteners, they can cause problems. And with fish oils, which a lot of people buy, some brands will list them as fresh or pure, and that really means nothing. You really want to know that they're checking for contaminants like heavy metals such as mercury. That might be listed on the bottle, it might be listed on the company literature, perhaps on the website, but you want to look for a company that's making that statement that they're going the extra steps to do that. And so I just put all these on one place. If you want to use a screenshot to help you as you start this process when you're looking at vitamins, I don't want patients to be buying things that are going to cause them problems or just be a waste of their money. They'd be better off putting that towards food. But there are times and places for vitamins, so we want to get quality products when we need them. Thanks so much for listening. This is Dr. Steve Windley from Integrative Medicine 101.